Hello, dearest one. Thank you so much for taking your time to listen to my message. First of all, I want to send you a very sunny and a loveful greet from Belgium. So, I would like to ask you, before we connect on a deeper level, if you please could calm down the mind for a moment and just connect with your heart and listen with your heart to the message. Thank you so much. I'm Anna and I'm from Belgium. I'm working in the food business. I love creating food concepts, and I create food concepts for supermarket organizations. And in my free time, I love cooking, I love eating, and I love taking care of people. And I think food has a very important role in our society, because food connects people, food connects countries, but most important is that food connects us with our inner self. Food is a beautiful mirror to show us how loveful and how careful we treat our bodies. Open your fridge, open your cupboards, and watch what you are feeding with your body every day. Does it nourish? Does it really feed? So through the food, we see how much love and care we have for ourselves. And since a childhood, I knew that the essence, the core of life was love. And love not in the sense of romantic love, but really love in the context of light. So we are all built up of love and light. But I never could feel or contact with that light. And in 2006, I was living with extremely intense panic attacks. I was extremely afraid for dying. And I remember that year I was like 9 times in urgency room. Doctors feeding me with all kind of drugs like Xanax to underpress my fear. So I started to take myself in my hands and to search for solutions. I did all kinds of workshops, practices. I was with teachers, I think like many of us, with gurus in India. I did a lot of mindfulness. And I did not have the result. The fear was less, but the fear was still there. So I knew I had to address this fear on a deeper level. And in that time I worked a lot with the mind. So from a state of doing, searching for solutions, and one night I was in my computer and I was asking to bring me a solution, a person or a workshop or whatever, to heal me on a deeper level, to heal that fear. And then I felt on a man called Dr. and Master Jigong Sha. I said, wow, who is this man? I was touched deeply in my heart. I was very moved because I knew this man could bring me solutions. So there are like 11 centers, organizations of him worldwide, and one we have in Belgium, in Antwerp. And 2 days later there should be a workshop. I didn't understand anything of it, but I knew I had to be there. I subscribed me immediately, and 2 days later I presented myself in Antwerp. And I remember entering the room, entering that space. I knew and I could feel that was the light I was looking for so many years. So, who is Dr. and Master Jigan Shen? He is a doctor in traditional Chinese medicine. He's a doctor in Western medicine. He is an author of many, many books, New York bestsellers, where he shares his wisdom. He's never written in history his wisdom. You can find and read in his books. So, to go in detail about his biography, I really advise you to read all about him on his webpage, drshang.com, or you go to Amazon, where you can find many books of this master. But you know, the uniqueness of Dr. Chang is that he has an extreme ability to connect people in such a fast way with their inner selves and with their own light and with the light. That's what makes this man and his techniques and his wisdom so unique. He created worldwide 11 rooms. I call them light rooms, inner space rooms, the most visionary, futuristic rooms you can find nowadays on Mother Earth. And these rooms are called by Dr. Shen Tao Calligraphy, Tao Chang. So before I try to tell you something more about the Tao Changs, I would like to transmit you a very sacred and very deep wisdom what Dr. and Master Sha is teaching to his students. And it's about the universal law that everything and everyone is built out of 3 components: soul, energy and matter. And soul is built out of soul, heart and mind. So what he tries to explain us here is that there is a certain order that in that the soul is the ruler of our lives. And what is soul? Soul is message, or soul is information. So it's the container of our messages and or our information. So the soul directs the heart, because the heart is the one who receives the messages from the soul. And the heart directs the mind, and the mind is the processor of that information. And then we have the energy, so the mind directs the energy. And the energy directs the matter. Where is manifestation happening? So that's a very important law to understand. Because, why? Because we have positive and negative Shen Qi Jing. We have positive and negative messages, or positive and negative information. So we just said we are built of that components. So that means that we are built out of positive and negative information or messages from which we live. If you see how humanity is suffering from pain, physical pain, from illness, suffering from difficult relationships, suffering from difficult finances, suffering from people are unhappy, our lack of love, our lack of connection. Well, all those sufferings are due to negative Shen Qi Jing, are due to negative messages, are due to negative information.
It has its beauty, like artwork, but it also, when you meditate with,
that's our human pollution. So we need to clean up all this negative information, all this pollution, to become happy, to live a full life, to live a life with abundance, with successes in finances, happy relationships, without illness. Because the negative messages, they are in a certain way disconnected, disordered, missing harmony, missing balance. So we need to transform all this negative Shen Qi Jing into positive Shen Qi Jing. We need to go from a state of sadness to a state of happiness. We need to go from a state from pain, suffering pain, to healing, to be without pain. We need to go from difficult relationships to relationships filled with love and happiness. That's so important for society, for all the human beings, to free everyone from suffering, to serve everyone to bring health and happiness in others' life. And that's the biggest mission of Master Shen. To free the world from suffering. To empower everyone. If you want to read more about Shen Qi Jing, I really emphasize you to order this beautiful book, Tao Science. It's written by Dr. Ruling, and she's a scientist, and she is a student of Master Shen. And she wrote and she explains us in such an understandable and loveful way what is the love of Shen Qi Jing. This book can give you deep insights and free yourself. It's available on Amazon, and it's available in the Tao Center in Belgium.